I give you my word. So Sharitha gives her word. And to me, Sharitha has never lied to me. Sharitha has always been 100 with me. So I
Right.
was like, Sharitha is giving her word. Let me go do some digging and investigating on this. And then I'm like, okay, here we go. Here's the paperwork. I give Sharitha the paperwork, like, here, Sharitha, read this paperwork. And that's when Sharitha came back and was like, real, I'm going to get this the norm. How much do you want for this? I was like, I don't want anything, Sharitha. I just want to do the right thing, clear this man's name. This isn't about money. This is about clearing this man's name and, hoping this man can, let his past be just his past and move forward with his presence.
Worldwide. From the streets to the yard, to the boulevard gangster chronicle. Well, all right, y'all. All across the USC, Compton, Watts, Bay to LA, Pomona, California, from valley to valley, we represent that killer Cali. So if you keeping it real on your side of your town, you tune in to Gangster Chronicles.
This is Gangster Chronicles. We gon' tell you how it goes.
If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth.
Gangster Chronicles. This is not your average show.
You're now tuned into the real MC8, Big James, and Big Steel.
Okay, on this special episode, we're going to take the time to address some of the allegations towards James McDonald. You know, all this whirlwind of stuff that's been going on all over the internet. And tonight we have a special guest. We have Rail from out of Detroit, Michigan. Out of Detroit, right, Rail?
That's right, Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah, from, what I'm saying, the Real World Podcast. And he broke this stuff down better than anybody I've seen do it. So I'll let y'all take it away.
Let's go with it. So where do we start here? Okay. Well, first and foremost of all, I want to say this, right? You're gonna have certain individuals that they starstruck or whatever, or just want to hate another man, so they're gonna believe what someone is saying about the person they hate without doing their own homework, without doing their own research. Okay. What pulled me off into this is, as I said before, me and James before, I kind of bagged at him a couple once or twice before. So I was looking at it as like, okay, cool. James is a snitch. I want to bag on him some more with this, right? And then I started looking at the paperwork, and I was like, wait a minute. First and foremost, nothing is written in. The only thing that's written in is your signature when you sign your name after you took a knowledge of taking a plea deal or whatever. It does not sign your name as the defendant. It's not signed in, it's typed in. Case numbers are not written in. Case numbers are typed in, okay? I have old paperwork on my cases, and I'm quite sure anybody else who has a case know what I'm talking about, because I've seen people in the comments that I went in certain places, the comments was there, and then they were deleted with people saying, yo, this ain't real paperwork. No, this paperwork is fake. So I said, wait a minute. If this paperwork is bogus, let me look up this case number. The case number they had on the bogus case number they had on the bogus paperwork, I looked it up. There was no case to it. So I'm like, wait a minute. There's no case, but dude is saying this is a case. So I was like, okay, let me type in his name and Pacer. I went to Pacer. Bam, it pops up. The paperwork, got the paperwork. I'm like, whoa, okay, well, a lot of this paperwork is not adding up to what he's saying on these interviews. So I'm like, something just ain't right with this. And so that's when I made sure that you guys got a copy of this paperwork. And first I talked to Sharitha Knight, it's my dog. I was like, Sharitha, something ain't right with this, the situation. So when I gave Sharitha the paperwork, Sharitha looked at it and was like, Real, how much money do you want for this? I was like, I don't want nothing for it. I was like, I'm doing this because it's the right thing. You know what I'm saying? And my thing was, I follows James on Facebook. And I was just looking at his Christmas photos that he was doing with his grandson, the gifts and everything. So I'm like, whoa, I'm a grandfather. So is the right thing to do is, help this brother clear his name. And that's what that's when I put the paperwork out. And I saw that certain, it wasn't really going nowhere. And this dude just kept talking. And so he said something one day. And I said, you know what? Enough is enough. Let me just go on Gangster Chronicles and start releasing this stuff. And here we are today.
Right. Well, I find it crazy that it took him so long. And then I heard him say that this paperwork that he put out there, he sent it to the neighborhood. I ain't heard nothing about that. I ain't dealt with this dude. So I started listening to his interviews after speaking with you. And this guy said he did that, but then he said he had to no, Lip Dog told him that it had to be James because of Buntry. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's what he rocked with. And then he said Drew told him that. It was Drew who told him. So, I'm like this. I don't look at myself as a threat to none of these cats doing this podcast shit. I don't know what motives the guy over there at the Green Door, whatever the fuck his podcast is. I don't want to say their names and give these cats no credit. It's a couple of I'm gonna address their names in a minute, but I don't see what they got in it. What they got invested. You know what I'm saying? Fuck up of Mob James to hurt Norm, to hurt Gangster Chronicles. I don't know.
I get out of the deal that I'm thinking that someone is shopping a podcast deal, and this is the new guy here. Okay, certain individuals, we like you said, we ain't got to say no names. They don't like the fact that James is being called the OG. The people is looking up to James. The people is liking James. They loving what James is doing. So I feel that there could possibly be some animosity there. I personally heard a certain person was up, personally was mad, well, why Reggie, put you on over me, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I just see a hate issue going on here that, well, we're going to knock James out the box. Let's build this FG character up, and let's FG come in, and we're going to put him on the podcast, and now FG is going to bring in some more audience, and we're going to get an audience because now he's doing all these shows.
That's some crazy shit. And he can have a podcast.
FG is an individual that he can't keep his lies together, okay? Like Mob said, okay, one interview he say, here's the first thing, okay? Who wouldn't want to know what evidence that you got that the feds, sheriff's office, whoever got against them? Who's going to turn that down and say, no, I don't want to know what evidence is against me? Who does that? You want to know what they got against you because you want to know, okay, how I'm going to fight this, how I'm going to finna get ready to help build my defense. But he said, no, he didn't want to see it. Okay, Lip Dog goes in, sits 6 minutes, okay, or whatever he said. He was in there for a minute, long period of time. Lip Dog comes out allegedly and say, it was Mob James. Okay. So now you saying that somebody told you it was Mob James. You had no idea it was Mob James. You didn't even think it was Mob James, but you going off of what another nigga tell you.
Right.
In another interview, he clearly stated it was Drew that told him it was Mob James. So nigga, which one was it? Was it Drew or was it Lip Dog? Okay, you going around also telling everybody about a tape that you allegedly have or you heard, and it was supposed to have been dealing with Mob James. Okay, you said in an interview, your attorney let you hear this tape and was not supposed to let you hear it. Dog, you just snitched on your attorney, and you can get your fucking attorney in trouble if somebody go at your attorney and say, okay, well, wait a minute. You just said out your mouth, your attorney let you hear a tape that you're not supposed to hear. Okay, so you just fucked your attorney first and foremost of all, if that was true. So, okay, technically we're going to say that's not true because, okay, the attorney can come back on him and bite him in the ass with this shit. So I'm thinking this
Right.
dude ain't thinking before he speak. You know what I'm saying? He's right now he's getting his 15 minutes of fame and he's enjoying it. When you first and foremost of all, when you catch a case, you get a discovery packet. In that discovery packet, it tells you what the prosecutor has against you. Okay, this is what we got on this person. This is the person you're being charged with this. This is what you did. This is what you didn't do. All of that is in your discovery packet. Okay, what you're not going to find in your discovery packet, you're not going to find no pictures. You're not going to find no audio. You're not going to find any of that with your discovery packet. The discovery packet is just that thick paper with stuff that the law enforcement has put together on you and got it together for the prosecutor to prosecute your black ass. Okay. When you go to trial or you set up a trial date, that is when you get your information. The lawyer has the right to have the information of everything that is against you. Okay,
Yeah.
we know FG didn't go to trial. He didn't even set up to take a trial because he took a plea deal. If you look at the paperwork that I provided you guys with, you see he has a plea deal. He took a plea deal. Okay, FG said he had an attorney. He paid for his attorney, allegedly paid for his attorney. Okay, no, in the paperwork, you clearly see that he has a fucking court-appointed attorney and he couldn't afford counsel. So come on, people, read the goddamn paperwork and you will see that a lot of this shit this dude is saying is bogus. He's lying. Okay, another thing that I love that he said he got a call. A page one day. Someone paged him from a number. He didn't know who it was. They put 662. Everybody knows 662 is mob. That's mob business. That's what he said. Okay. He picked up the phone, called the number back, and it was allegedly Mob James on the other end. He said that he's looking at how the fuck Mob James get my number. I never gave him my number. He didn't have my number. So he's baffled by it. And he said he cut the conversation short. He, talked about the work being bad work. Okay, it wasn't good or whatever. And he said, dude, I always got firework and, fire and got off the phone or whatever, right? If you go look at the goddamn paperwork, the paperwork clearly stated there was no pager involved. The CI and the federal agent called this dude directly on his cellular phone, not his pager. Okay, when the feds do stuff, people, they do it thorough. They go by everything. They lay everything out what they got because the feds got a high conviction rate. They don't make mistakes, whatever they do. Okay. So that's a lie right there. Read the paperwork. He got a phone call. He didn't get a page. In earlier interviews, he said that he never dealt with the federal agent. He only dealt with his man's Drew, right? It clearly stated in the goddamn paperwork he dealt with the federal agent and he dealt with the CI. But he said he never dealt. If Mob James, that cannot make Mob James the CI because he said that he never fucked with Mob James. So people read the fucking paperwork and listen. It's there. He put it there. His own words.
I have never talked to FG on the phone. The last conversation I had with FG was in 2002.
Hello?
At Buntry House, well, our house in Compton, and I was telling him, how Buntry felt about him, that he was a good cat, yada yada, whatever.
Let's go into this pager situation, right? Okay, if you go back and you listen to this dude, the dude says he gets a page. Okay, page 662 come up. Everybody knows 662 is mob business. It's mob shit. So he said he called the number.
Real.
He looked like, okay, how Mob James get my number? How Mob James get my number? Because him and Mob James don't have any business. They don't deal with each other, right? So he said, Mob said, yo, man, we want to hook up with you again. And that was some garbage. And then he said, well, he always got firework and, the work is always good. And he cut the conversation short and hang up, right? Bam. Okay. But if you go back and you look in his paperwork, he says that it says he got a phone call. The CI called him direct on the phone, right? And he said he never made any conversation or had any dealings with the federal agent. If you go back in the paperwork, it clearly stated on the telephone he talked to the CI and the federal agent. And he
Right.
dealt with the federal agent. It says that in the paperwork. But now, if you say you haven't had any contact with Mob James, then deal with Mob James, how in the fuck is Mob James the fucking CI? And you saying in your own words, you never dealt with him, had any dealings with him, but it clearly states you dealt with this nigga. You dealt with the CI. So where we going with this?
Right. And he telling the truth on that part, because he never dealt with me. I never had a phone number on any nigga outside of my hood, or any nigga that ever fucked with me already know. I didn't fuck with phones, and I damn sure didn't fuck with pagers. I wasn't on it like that. I was straight street.
But let me say this. And I don't mean to cut you short, James, but here's the thing. In 2000 or 2000, who the fuck had a pager? Nigga, everybody had fucking Nextel phones back in the day. Who had a pager?
Right.
Well, niggas was rocking with two-way pagers, texts and shit like that. I remember I had the Nextel and the silver two-way thing. You know what I mean? So come on, bro. I mean, this shit just don't make sense. It don't. You got a guy. He's telling a story, and people who dislike Mob James is enjoying this story.
Right. And I got a lot of motherfuckers that don't like me because of the shit I've done. And that's understandable. With FG, it's understandable. Somebody got to be your scapegoat, but you going off of Lip Dog and Drew. For number one, man, if anybody wanted anything in the hood, and any nigga tell you or get on a show and tell you, if anybody ever wanted anything, it was Bert you had to go to. Drew was always in the back getting high, smoking dope. I ain't never like, Drew, you need to get an FG from me. I know FG personally. Why I didn't come to this dude personally if I'm getting down like that? You feel me? I got too much to lose. It was too much shit going on at that time. That's when the homies started getting killed. Heron was killed in 99. Lil Davy was killed in front of our house. It was too much shit going on for my family, because Buncher was involved in shit, and it was just going on. This one, Death Row was like really on some out to get you type of shit. So who had time for shit like that? I'm living in Vegas. So FG got his timeline fucked up, and you know, I talked to a couple of my niggas. My boy at CBS, I don't want to put him out there, and he was, niggas was on the yard, woo woo, and he said he was thinking like, why the fuck he didn't speak on me? If any fish to fry, the feds was in the hood like big time. The feds was raiding niggas every 30 days. You feel me? Every block was hot. Our house was hot. Every nigga in the hood was hot. You know, and it was a gang of niggas that was fucking with the feds at the time. You know what I'm saying? That was really fucking with them, making statements, saying shit, but I ain't going to court. I can't do that type of shit. So, I mean, you know, he just got it fucked up. And, you know, I listened to him, and, you know, he didn't take no credit. He didn't take nothing away from, let's say, my gangster, whatever. But, and I ain't gonna trash him. But my whole thing is, you letting these niggas give you some money to sit here and make yourself look like a motherfucking fool. You letting these niggas do shit. They find Droshan wife, this fat raggedy. I ain't gonna even trash her because I didn't have enough time to sit back, dog, and think about it. I'm not gonna give social media what they want, because this is the problem today. And if niggas feel like that, and he said in out of his own words, if he was on the streets and when he got out, come on, man, you saw me when you was driving that truck. You parked that truck on Atlantic and Macmillan, right there on the curb, on the corner. So don't make it seem like you ain't never seen me since you've been out of jail. Lip dog. All you niggas that came to my mom's funeral, the whole nine. I'm living in Compton for 2 years. I was in San Bernardino, and my mom's was sick. I came back to take care of my mom's. And 16, mom's passed in 2018. You niggas got ample opportunity to holler. Y'all niggas is coming through there. So
Yes, sir.
real, it's a bunch of shit going on. And, you know, I told myself, and everybody that's hitting me and trying to get at me is basically saying the same thing. No matter what you say, James, there's still going to be somebody to say fuck that. There's still going to be somebody to hate on that, no matter what we point out here. So I've been like this all my motherfucking life. If you feel that way, if you feel like you want to do something, if you feel like you don't want to listen to Gangster Chronicles, or you want to go with my nigga and do your thing, go ahead and do it. I ain't mad. And today, I'm not living that gangster shit. I'm not in the hood. Now, if I'm in the hood, man, we gonna turn up some shit around this motherfucker because y'all got me fucked up. Because I live in the hood. I ain't finna sit back and wait till you niggas come get me talking that shit. I'm gonna come get you niggas. So all of that other bullshit, you know, I don't know. You know, I listen to this dude, you know, talking his nightclub. Come on, man. How many nightclubs you had, FG? And how many times I visit anything that y'all was doing outside the hood? What year was this? Come on, man. Everybody know Mob James can't be gangster. Mob James didn't do the shit that most niggas did. I was on some gang banging shit. And here I am at the nightclubs partying. Only time I went to a nightclub, my niggas, on my birthday or one of the homegirls' birthday. You know what I'm saying? If I'm at FG establishment, I don't know it's his. We went in and bam. But this dude said I bring the FBI to his establishment. How the fuck you know that? And why wouldn't you check a nigga if a nigga is getting down like that? Why would you allow it? Come on, somebody got to speak.
Now here's the better thing. Now here's the better thing about it all. Like I said, the feds document everything that they do and how they do it, right?
Right.
Why isn't any of that in his paperwork? You gotta ask all that. You know what I'm saying? Where is your discovery packet, FG? I'm quite sure that if that was true, that all of this will be in your discovery packet, Playboy. Now here's another thing. Okay, why do you got the face? Okay, you threw your lawyer under the bus already. You already said that your lawyer let you hear tape, allegedly let you hear tape that he wasn't supposed to let you hear, and his Mob James on the tape, allegedly, right? So if you went that far to throw your lawyer under the bus, right, with that, why is these pictures the face blotted out? Why you ain't showing the face, the real face on this picture? Why not?
Right.
You know, this is stuff that people have to ask. But like I said, you're dealing with a lot of kids. They don't know what's going on, and then you got a lot of dick biters that's gonna say, "Oh, I'm riding with this individual. You know, this person right here. You know, he got some money and he might got connects, so I'm gonna ride with this individual." You know what I'm saying? So
but all the
dick ride.
possibilities, you know, Pine Street was the hangout. You know what I'm saying? In 2000, I didn't have no beef with none of the homies. It wasn't a beef with the homies. It was homies getting killed with the death row fighting, going back and forth with the bullshit, should I say. I didn't have no issues with no FG and nobody on the outside. Then 2000, one of the homeboys was killed over there in the town. I'm the only nigga that's pissed off and mad that we losing good motherfuckers. So nobody didn't have time. I ain't sat on no block and sold dope since 80 goddamn 5. I went to prison. When I got out in 88, I came home straight to death row to Suge now. I
Mm-hmm.
went straight with Suge. I caught a case in 92. 92, I did 8 months. I got a county lid on that case, accessory after the fact, on the attempt. The little homeboy took the bid, went did his thing. I got the county lid. We bounced. One of the other cats got out. He walked away from the whole ordeal. From that time, from 92, the when the riots was going on, I'm locked up. After that, I haven't seen a jail. I haven't seen a police. I haven't seen a shit.
Right.
You feel me? So
Mm-hmm.
I don't have nothing invested in knocking on the door and saying, come here, man, I got some work for y'all to do. I want to get this person, that person. I want to get them. I want to get them off the street. I don't owe these niggas nothing. Me and FG ain't never had an issue. I think one time with he had an issue with one of the other homeboys over some bullshit, and my whole thing with that was, you know, getting that buck, and no, it ain't going down that way. Other than that, real, I don't see what my reasons would be, and the cats that's involved, and like I said, Alex Alonso, if you can go and get paperwork and do all this other shit, you damn sure can pull up my motherfucking jacket, my nigga. You can pull up all the times. Every time I went to jail for attempted murder and for murder, nigga, you can see. If I have a reason, that would be the time. So he needs to look up my shit and then say, okay, why now? You doing
And
all
here's
this
another
other
thing.
this investigating shit. So
Okay, here's another thing. Let me say this too, right? Everybody knows real street niggas, fed niggas who did fed time, state time. Everybody know, okay? When you do fed time, right? You break a law with the feds, okay? You're still gonna do some fucking time. They're gonna cut you a deal, a sweet ass deal, but you still doing some time. You're not gonna walk and be free and live. Okay, look at let's go back. Mickey Barnes for one. Turned in his whole fucking crew. And he still did what, 20 years? And then they released him into the fucking witness protection program, and he allegedly had plastic surgery, and he lived his life all the way on out through, right? But then look at Alpo. Alpo killed what, about 30 niggas? Did what?
Who is Alpo?
Alpo, the dude from New York, you know, there was King, you know, ratted on all his homeboys out in DC and all that, right? And he got like about what, 30 bodies on him, about 30. He did what? Still did about what, 25 years, and came home, witness protection, and lived out the rest of his days until he went back into the hood doing the same dumb shit and got killed. Okay, then look at John Gotti's boy. What's his name? Sammy the Bull. He took down the biggest mob figure in the world in history, and he still served time and got out, went witness protection. You don't. Oh, 6ix9ine, another little nigga.
Wait a minute, Sammy the Bull, man. I like him. We did an interview with him, and he pretty much broke it down, reasons for, you know, certain situations. But
yeah, I read his paperwork. Yeah, I read Sammy's paperwork, and they was trying to fuck him and put everything on him. And it's in the paperwork. So, you know, I'm not, you know, 6ix9ine for one. Let's move on from Sammy. 6ix9ine took down the whole fucking camp of niggas, right?
Yeah.
And then, you know, he go to jail. He do time, right?
Right.
And come home. And you know, and doing king troll type shit. Now, that's your thing, my nigga. I ain't mad at you. Do your thing. But how can you, any nigga, for that fact, you are against ratting and want to point out another nigga ratting, but you rolls with a rat. You rock with a rat. You make money with a rat. Okay, you come to the defense of saying, well, he wasn't active. He wasn't a member. He was a civilian. No, fuck that, nigga. He was blood, nigga.
Well,
that
who was a civilian?
6ix9ine.
Never,
6ix9ine was not
no.
a. No, he wasn't a fucking civilian. Civilians don't put $30,000 hits on niggas, on other niggas. You know what I mean? The civilians don't pay niggas to go shoot up video shoot. Civilians don't call shots or anything of that nature. No, nigga, you got your red card and you got in because you had money, nigga. So no,
Right.
that don't fly. That don't fly. No, this nigga was not a civilian. He wasn't. So you got to make yourself look good when motherfuckers come at you and ask, well, you supporting the rap. But if that's how you got to eat, do your thing, my nigga. Do your thing. Do your thing.
And that's my whole thing. I don't know Whack from jack shit. I ain't never seen him in person. I ain't never fuck with him. I conversate with him on Bomb first. You know, he getting at me, telling me that the homies are saying whoop the whoop. Well, go get the homies. Tell the homies to bring their motherfucking paperwork, and we can go from there. Half of them niggas that's running their goddamn mouth was fucking with the feds and was going against, you know, Suge Knight and talking all of this bullshit. You know, them niggas when the guy got killed at the nightclub, the only motherfuckers they came to was James McDonald, Alton McDonald, and Timothy McDonald. The only niggas had to go and bam. The only niggas that had the feds knocking on their motherfucking door. You feel me? If they arrest me, that's my time to use my ticket. I ain't do this. But all them niggas was blaming Suge. And I told them motherfuckers, me and Suge was on the stage. He had nothing to do with that. But all them niggas was trying to convict a Suge Knight. You feel me? So all this shit these niggas talking, you niggas been on some bullshit. And I can speak on the homie shit because I ain't got no problem going to the hood and meeting with one of these niggas. I ain't got no problem going to the hood, running your mouth. Trayvon, how the fuck you know Mob James a motherfucking rat, nigga? You ain't got no paperwork on me. You ain't never been my crimey nigga. But when you run your mouth like that, that's when niggas get hurt. But James McDonald was living a total different life. You niggas is talking about a war that should have been 22 years ago. You feel me?
Oh, wow.
I ain't got no fight in this dog. I'm living and doing something different, and my conversation, my demeanor, the whole nine has changed. You feel me? I ain't mad at none of these niggas. I ain't mad at no Alex Alonso. I ain't mad at no FG. I ain't mad at no Reggie. I ain't mad at none of them niggas. I ain't mad at none of them niggas. It just fucked up that, you know, a nigga is doing this thing on this podcast shit, and these niggas feel like this is hot news community news and shit. Nigga, please. Now, if I'm in the hood, I can understand this shit. If I'm in the hood, still banging, representing that red rag, then I understand that shit. Now we know what we got to do. Now we know what we got to do. Don't wait 22 years and then I got grandsons, granddaughters, and I'm enjoying my grandkids.
Beautiful thing right there, Playboy.
Right.
That's a beautiful
you know,
thing.
the beginning of my kids, you know, I had my daughter for 8 years. I raised my daughter. We lived in Texas. We lived in Vegas. My daughter went where I went. Like this little dude, he goes where I go.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I got in my motherfucking truck every weekend, every other weekend, and went to Texas to let my son see my face till it got rough. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Mob James, and everybody know, Mob James ain't never had no motherfucking money to buy this or buy that. Every motherfucking car I bought was $1,300. A truck here, a truck there. I had a cold ass female at in them days from 2000 to 2011 with the business. Made sure I stayed dressed. And that's when I came out of fucking khakis and t-shirts to boots and Levi's.
Mm-hmm.
So where's this money that I'm getting from setting you up, FG? Where my money at?
And here's the
My
thing.
motorcycle, it took me 7 years to pay this motherfucker.
Now
No,
here's
I'm
the
not
thing
living
with
no
that too.
lavish life. I'm not living like that. I'm in the streets. I'm in Compton. And
Right.
I've seen people attitudes and demeanor change. I've seen some cats go from nay to yay and yay to nay. And that's all right with me. Because I'm not dealing with niggas on a daily. You feel me? I'm not ever since 2002, I haven't dealt with hood. I haven't dealt around in the hood. And cats really don't understand real that Mob James looked at gangbang in a total different way. Mob James looked at it like, man, it was the other side. I'm not fighting the red, I'm fighting the blue. That wasn't my purpose. And then when Alton was killed, it was like, what the fuck am I doing? And I just had a reality check. So let me bag up from this shit, living like this, because all of these niggas know. And FG say, when he seen that 662, he thought it was some Paru shit.
Mm-hmm.
If Mob James gonna hit you and every motherfucking body know, Mob James ain't finna call you to come and handle some business with him. It was only 4 or 5 motherfuckers I fucked with at that time. And I know these niggas ready to go. So I already had a squad. Why would I call you and tell you I'm on some Paru shit? We doing some blood shit. We gotta go out here and handle our business. So he a motherfucking lie. Mob James ain't never called now nigga on no phone. Never.
Right.
Mob James ain't never had to speak on another motherfucker and say, all right, y'all got me. How about I give y'all this? And woo. Every case I've ever had, I had to stay in jail or I got out after that 72 where they can come back if they get some evidence and say, okay, we got evidence on you now. We can get you. This is how it used to be back in the days. If they ain't got nothing on you, you gone in 72 hours. You out. But
Mm-hmm.
every fucking murder case I caught, every motherfucking assault with a deadly weapon, every case I had to sit in jail and fight. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have it like my 2 brothers. I didn't have it like Buntry. I didn't have it like Timmy, where moms would put up the house, where moms would, or pops would go and pay that bond. I didn't have it like that. I've been bonded out of jail 1 time, and these niggas can check this shit. Baby Biggie and mama bailed me out of jail. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't never went to jail on no drug charges, none of that shit. A fucking $10 rock probably. And they crunched that shit and bounced. But all that other bullshit these niggas talking and all that shit FG talking, come on, man. Come on. I'm just not getting it. And it's just so much, I try not to even listen to his shit, but when I talk to certain people, man, listen what this dude's saying. Listen what this dude's saying. One thing I give him credit on is when he conversated about Buntry. You know what I'm saying? Buntry did like that dude. Buntry was cool with him. And I don't take nothing from that. Buntry was cool with a lot of niggas. You know what I'm saying? But the fact still remains. Buntry got killed by the homies. I don't owe you niggas nothing. I don't owe y'all niggas nothing. And if any nigga felt like I owed him some real, then y'all had the opportunity to holler at this nigga. Holler at me.
Now, let me ask you a question. Is your brother's murder still unsolved?
Yeah.
Why you didn't snitch on that then, if that's the case? Ask him, why you didn't snitch on that?
No, when Buntry was killed and the police came to the house, was talking that shit, and come on now, y'all hear what's going on in the streets. We know what's going on through the DR shit and whatever these dudes are saying. And then they tried to say, well, Suge Knight whoop the whoop. Moms check that ass right then and there. Don't come in my house disrespecting me and talking about Suge has something to do with Buntry death. And I told them motherfuckers, y'all know the fuck killed Buntry? Yeah, y'all ain't got to ask us those questions. And moms put him out the motherfucking house. Farthers going to court and making statements and talking about the shit. No, this if y'all want to make this shit street shit, then that's what it can be. But old boy and them went to jail, was in jail, and all the key players were out of there, gone. We're gone. You know what I'm saying? So, but if a nigga wanted to tell him something, that's some shit you give up. You know what I'm saying? Every
Right.
nigga on the street got a ticket, can blame somebody for something or say something to get their monkey ass out of jail. You know what I'm saying? And they still doing it right now today. You watching on 48 hours
Right.
every motherfucking day. Niggas
Right.
is doing that shit. But
now I look at it like this too, James. Okay, he said in one interview, he said that the feds paid you to knock him off, right?
right,
The feds not gonna first of all, the feds is not gonna pay nobody to knock a nigga off for a $1,700 sale. Just X that shit out the box. The feds can go into any ghetto, any hood in the neighborhood and make a $1,700 buy. Okay. You say you gave up 4 O's, bro. Yo, A fee, you said it was an A fee was 4 O's. Here in Detroit, A fee is 4.5 O's all fucking day long. So and then you was short grams. First of all, your grams was short. You had bold dope. So come on, Playboy, what's really going on? When I back in the day was selling A fees, no lie, I would take a quarter. It's 4.5 O's. Out of that half, I would take a quarter off and replace the quarter with baking soda. So it wouldn't kill the dope like that and make it horrible. It wouldn't make it bad. You had bad dope and you had bad, the grams wasn't right. So the feds is not finna pay nobody to make a fucking $1,700 bus. It's in your paperwork. Your bus was a $1,700 bus, Playboy. Your work was garbage and your grams was short.
so what happened with that? If that's not the case, then he was already under scrutiny with the motherfucking police because somebody else fucking with him.
Exactly. So you gotta look at you got at least 6 motherfuckers involved in this case. So how you just gonna point one nigga out because one nigga told you it was the nigga? You didn't do your thorough investigation yourself? And then he gonna say, "Oh, I should have went to trial." No, motherfucker. You knew you wasn't gonna go to trial because you knew if you said I'm going to trial, you locked in. Ain't no I'm going to trial and then changing your plea agreement later to say I want to plead guilty. No, you don't waste the money. We prosecuting, we going through. So you should have checked. You should have went on and fought the case to get the information.
Right.
Come on now. It sounds good. The shit sounds good, but it ain't good. It ain't good. It's not good.
Well, at the beginning it pissed me off that this cat was come at me, and I constantly kept saying, if y'all motherfuckers feel like that, bring your paperwork, do what you got to do, handle your business. And this is the page I'm on. Handle your motherfucking business. So
exactly.
With saying that, it's like, okay, here you come with some shit, and then here I'm getting, okay, this shit fake. This shit don't say James McDonald, Miles James, yada yada. Nigga, you going off of that? But the people that's listening and believing, I don't know them. They don't know me. This social media shit. This whatever they call trolling shit. Half of these cats, I don't even know you. So their opinions don't matter. The only thing that matters to me is how my family feel about listening to this shit. And my family rocking with me 100. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, well, get to the bottom of it. The first, why address it and go there and give social media what they want and give these people what they want. So what I did do is I'm listening, I'm on Facebook looking at the Gangster Chronicles shit. It's just some people out there that's like straight stupid. One nigga say it was Mob James with this fake profile because that was you. and saying it was a
Mm-hmm.
fake profile, and this got to be Mob James talking. Why you can't just be listening to this dude? If that's what they do, that's what they do. But
No, that was me.
yeah,
I just what what made me, like I said, what made me went on. I just said, you know what, and this is the real. Like I say, I I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, I provided this paperwork and everything, and no one is seeing this real paperwork. What's going on, right?
right,
So I I'm sitting back and I'm just up one night. I'm listening to this dude. And I'm like, wow, this dude is, his shit keeps changing. I guess no one is really paying attention that his story is not remaining the same. Let me just say this. I was always taught it's easy to tell the truth because you're going to always remember the truth. It's easier to remember the truth than it is to remember a lie.
right.
So I'm just like looking at dude, right? Like, wow, this don't make sense. So then I look and I hear a clip and I hear Reggie say, I'm riding with Mob James no matter what on this, right? And so I'm like, okay, well, Reggie said he's gonna ride with Mob James on this, okay? Green light. Let me just go on and do
I can't hear you. You
not
done cut
putting the
off.
truth out here. The other guys is not putting the truth out here. No one's is not putting the truth out here. So I'm gonna put it out here. And I'm gonna put the papers out there. Well, to be honest, no one knew that I had the real paperwork. Like I say, I gave it to Sharitha first. And Sharitha looked over and it was like, oh my God. She was like, this ain't good. And to be honest, the Sharitha, 100%, Sharitha Knight was riding, which said, I was like, Sharitha, did James do this? I mean, is that James in the picture? And Sharitha was like, hell no, that ain't James in the picture. She was like, James ain't, still got an earring. James ain't got no earring. I was like, okay. And she was like, that's not James. I knew what James looked like back in the day, and that's not James. And she was like, I was like, you give your word on this, Sharitha? And this is, before I even got the paperwork, right? And I was like,
Right,
you give your word. I was like, you give your word on this, Sharitha. And she was like, real, I give you my word. So Sharitha gives her word. And to me, Sharitha has never lied to me. Sharitha has always been 100 with me. So I
right,
was like, Sharitha is giving her word. Let me go do some digging and investigating on this. And then I'm like, okay, here we go. Here's the paperwork. I give Sharitha the paperwork, like, here, Sharitha, read this paperwork. And that's when Sharitha came back and was like, real, I'm going to get this to Norm. How much do you want for this? I was like, I don't want anything, Sharitha. I just want to do the right thing and clear this man's name. This isn't about money. This is about clearing this man's name and, hoping this man can, let his past be just his past and move forward with his presence. That's the
right,
only reason I'm here to address it. Anybody, all the fucking keyboard warriors, they can say what they want to say. They can, ride the next nigga's nutsack, or the niggas that's riding the next nigga's nutsack. They can say what they want to say. Frankly, I don't give a fuck. All that tough guy shit, whatever. We all bleed. Everybody, when they made, motherfuckers claim, oh, I got this, I got that. When they made production for one gun, they didn't stop. So, you come in and say you're gonna do something to me. What you think I'm gonna be doing while you trying to do it? You think I'm just gonna be
right.
sitting there? No, no. You got the wrong person for that.
Well,
But
I'm so happy and content. No, I'm more than content with what I'm doing and how I'm living. When I get on this podcast show, I'm not talking about self-destruction. I'm not talking about, yeah, homie, yeah, on Bloods, nigga, we should woo woo woo.
mhm.
They took that from me. They took, and people don't understand. When my brother was killed by the homies, I lost everything that I felt so deep and passionate about, the hood. And everybody know Mob James had to be a part of everything. If it was hurting something or tearing something down, I had to be a part of that shit. So, I was truly invested in what I believed in. And after 2002, I knew I had to walk away from that. And maybe it's, God took my brother because of that. I had to walk. And
Mm-hmm.
from that point on, I ain't say shit until this podcast and Reggie told me no one want to talk to me and wanted to do a show. Other than that, I was living my life and just staying away from all the bullshit. We lost a lot of homeboys behind a lot of dumb shit, and it was all in-house, bullshit, and I couldn't be a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
When that's the worstest sin ever to me is going against the grain and let's kill each other. I wasn't finna do that. And then we got at the Vontry, half of them niggas on the other side of town, they got kids, and their kids is the one that's gang banging. So I can't come out no bushes on them. My best
Right.
choice was to bounce. And when I bounced, I was good. Now, what Gangster Chronicles did for me is made me see that you a grown ass man. I'm in a few years, I'm gonna be 60 years old. What the fuck I look like gang banging at this time? What the fuck I look like entertaining gang banging bullshit? So I'm trying to tell the kids this is what y'all need to be doing. Don't do what I did or live this way. Don't watch 48 hours and then say, man, I should have learned my lesson. Don't listen to Gangster Chronicles and then go back out there and do what you're doing. And the bottom line is, if we didn't have good motherfuckers such as yourself and been through it, a situation, this turns out to be a whole different situation. It might have even been you, like you said earlier. Nigga, that nigga a rat. That nigga fucking woo woo. And then hear me and Rail going back at it again. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm quite sure if you see what's going on, everybody else see what's going on. And James McDonald ain't living like that. James McDonald ain't worth his time. You feel me? And then you wait all this time. I'm enjoying raising my grandson. We live together. It's just me and him doing us.
Exactly.
Can't nobody take that from me. Can't nobody take that from me. I feel it's a threat. And, one thing I listened to, this dude said, I got cameras all around my house. Don't go to my house. That's one thing I do. I invite you to my motherfucking house if you think you're going to come in here and hurt him in the process of trying to do something to me. I'll die for that. I'll die for that.
No doubt.
Certain individual, I called him. You know what I'm saying? I changed my number because the shit got so overwhelming and people talking to me. And I appreciate everybody that had, good shit to say. Keep it pushing, keep doing you. But, that shit was pissing me off. It was pissing me off. But then I had to say to myself, if you gonna follow God, follow God. You feel me? And I ain't never talked like this, bro. I ain't never talked like this. But it feel good talking like this. You gonna follow God, follow God. Everybody every gangster, every cat that lived that life and people feared had to bring that man down. You know what I'm saying? So they can say what they want to say about me. I don't care. I know it ain't me. And frankly, I'm not worried about an FG. I'm not worried about a Joe Shine. I'm not worried about a Lip Dog. Now, this motherfucker they need to be looking at. Lip Dog got kidnapped and told on every nigga in the hood. But he's still in the hood. He's still in the hood fucking with niggas. This nigga sent me. No, shit, this real shit. All these niggas running their motherfucking mouth, right? This nigga talking all this shit. This nigga got kidnapped. And when that nigga got kidnapped, he told on every motherfucking body in the hood. That nigga was telling everything that was going on death row. And he's still over there. They embraced that bullshit. I didn't embrace it. Nigga, you foul. So Lip Dog is, man, it had to be Bob James. Nigga, you been a motherfucking snitch the whole time you been on death row and fucking with them niggas and you're in the hood claiming to be, and now you can honestly say oh, I'm an OG. I've been here a long time. The only thing that OG about you is you have been in the hood a long time. This dude ain't never, you know, just bam. I had people calling me, oh man, I got whoop whoop on Trey. I'm not finna get down like that. I'm not finna what you call him with Trayvon because of what he
Right.
did. If that's what Trayvon did, that cat should have got at Trayvon. You got paper
Right.
on him, handle your business. Handle your business. So it's just so much and it was overwhelming. But honest to God, man, I appreciate the fact that you even did and went to the extent that you did. And you know, I know it's some cats in our camp that might be mad at you and say, what the fuck? It's some cats that's gonna tell you to don't even touch that, bag up, let it do what it do. But ain't no need of being mad about it. I can't be mad about it. Right now, you know, people was calling me talking about Reg. You know, man, Reg threw you under the bus. Reg woo woo woo. It's all good.
Mhm.
It's all good. I hold conversations with Reggie, and can't nobody change my opinion on Reggie. I know what's going on with me and Reggie. Can't nobody tell me nothing about Reggie. I'm gonna call Reggie myself and speak to Reggie and ask Reggie these questions. You feel me? So,
Mhm.
you know, if it's about Gangster Chronicles blowing up and all that other shit, the only reason why Gangster Chronicles blew up is because these niggas is being serious about what they doing. I'm about to hit out of town after this shit and go 2,300 miles for a kid out of my pocket. I'm finna go. I'm finna, you know what I'm saying? So this is my passion now. And these dudes can't change that. You know what I'm saying? Those that don't want to fuck with or follow. What's up? Okay, wait a minute. Let Papa finish talking, then I got you. Okay. All right. This is shit I love right here, real. You
Me
know what
too,
I'm saying?
dog.
Teaching this
That's
nigga, man, and you know, teaching him how to have patience. And it's hard work, you know, because he a little boy. And, you know, me and him have our days, we argue all damn day. Yeah, like he a grown man, but I appreciate that because I got the opportunity to do something with my grandson that I didn't do with my kids,
right.
my other two boys. You know, but my other two boys, them niggas ain't never wore an earring. They ain't got no piercings. They don't wear jewelry. They not sagging in their pants. Both of them done went to college. You know what I'm saying? My oldest son is raising his daughter. She 14. She 14, finna be 15. Been raising her from day one. You feel me?
Exactly.
So I think even the lifestyle I lived, I kept that away from them. You know, my boys. Now my daughter's something different, dog. But you know, these kids grow up today and they be on some. They know best. They know everything. But
Yeah.
you know, I really appreciated that you took the time, and I appreciate Sharitha, and and I realize no matter what I say about this situation, everybody is going to feed off and 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 voice their opinion. My thing is I can't stop doing what I'm doing, helping these young cats, these kids, because I got so many that I've helped. I got so many guys that hit me
Hmm.
up and send me a picture with their kids with a cap and gown on. You feel me? So I know I'm doing the right shit. I know I'm
I
doing the
feel
right
you.
shit. So whatever they attempt is, it really don't matter to me. It really don't matter to me. I'm not on no gangster tip. I'm humble as fuck, and I'm gonna stay that way. And they can't get me to ride to Compton. They can't get me to say fuck FG. They can't get me to do that because it is what it is. I mean, people gonna start seeing what they have to see. FG, if you want to go and do a podcast, it ain't got nothing to do with me. So I ain't tripping. But it's a lot of shit that he's saying that don't make sense to me. It don't make sense at all. And yeah, I'm sure I know it's him. Oh, the paperwork authentic or this. But come on, dude. Come on, dude. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about that dumb shit. I ain't playing that shit. Them niggas know, and he even called me a legend. Would have been a legend if it wasn't for this. So, all right, good looking out, dog. I take that. You know what I'm saying? But that's a nigga that's speaking on the other side of the fence. So I'm cool with that. I ain't tripping. You know, Alex Alonso feel a certain kind of way about the shit that's going on and went on with Gangster Chronicles. You know, I tried my best to get that dude to come back. Real. And he wouldn't because he felt a certain way about Norm. But Norm doing something, so I don't even want to speak on that without Norm right there. So Norm can voice his opinion on the shit. But man, like I said, man, we had you on this motherfucker for an hour. And I just want to tell you, bro, I appreciate it. And if you ever need anything from me, if you need a hand, I'm there. I'll come where you at. I got you.
I appreciate you, James. I appreciate it. Like I said, I just did it for the right reasons, dog. You don't owe me nothing, dog. All this love. I did it out of the love. Like I say, I'm part of the grandfathers club now, so you know, as grandfathers got to rock with each other. You know,
All
especially when
the time. All
we
the
was out
time.
here doing fucked up shit. You know what I'm saying? And now we got these young ones to look out for and take care of. So you know, I did it for that love, man, because I saw
Right.
what you was doing.
And doing your show, and that's one thing I was telling you about our show. You know, I'm not out there on no bullshit. If you look at the news and the shit that's going out of here, real, you know, you got motherfuckers killing 16-year-old girls and dropping them off, dumping them on the freeway. You got kids getting shot up at house parties. They just lost 4 kids, one in the hospital, you know, clinging to life. You know, if them niggas want to report some shit, talk about that shit. Talk about how we can stop this bullshit and having our kids and grandkids out there killing each other when this little nigga and that little nigga grew up together, but they on different sides of the fence now, and now he done killed him. So, man, we gonna let you get off of this, man. Norm done disappeared on us. So, man, you have a blessed day. I'm about to get on this motherfucking airplane and go out here and do what I got to do for this young man and, you know, surprise him and come on back.
Congratulations and salute to that, my brother. Salute for real.